So like we said earlier, it is National Police Week. We want to celebrate National Police Week specifically by honoring our local police officers. And we want to actually give some of them their flowers while they are here and thank them for their service. So joining the Splash Live right now from the West Bloomfield Police Department, we have Sergeant Asreta Yumny joining the Splash Live right now. Thank you so much for your time, Sergeant.
Thank you for having me here today, Kevin.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, it's National Police Week. First and foremost, thank you for your time. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything. We appreciate you. So, from your perspective as a sergeant, what does National Police Week even mean to you?
Well, as a sergeant, I am also on the honor guard team where we go down to Washington, D.C. every year during National Police Week. So it really does hit home. We honor our fallen officers
Yep.
that have paid the ultimate sacrifice.
No, that's correct. And with that being said, part of National Police Week is also Peace Officers Memorial Day, which pays homage and tribute to the local, state, and federal law enforcement officers who made that ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. So once again, thank you to all the officers who have given their lives in the line of duty also. So essentially, can you share any experiences, reflections on the significance on National Police Week? Anything that you've learned from National Police Week or just from your other officers in general?
Absolutely. Over the last couple of years, we've had several line of duty deaths and we've attended so many funerals and contributing by providing casket watch and meeting these families and, loved ones and friends who have, lost a loved one. And, here at the West Bloomfield Police Department, we've also lost one of our own in the line of duty, Sergeant Patrick O'Rourke in 2012.
Yes, yes. Sorry about the loss too. Yes, and
Thank
that's
you.
and that's another thing. Like we said, just continuing to pay homage to those who gave their lives in the line of duty. At the end of the day, everyone is a resident. Everyone has a family that they want to go back to. So we want to make sure that it's a very very tough job, and I don't think too many people actually understand and recognize that. So we appreciate you giving a little bit more perspective. Also, is the
Thank you.
West Bloomfield Police Department doing anything special to recognize National Police Week?
Yes, we are. We currently have honor guard members right now representing us in Washington, D.C., providing several details during National Police Week.
Mm-hmm.
They actually just attended the candlelight visual, which was on Monday, where people all across the world and mainly the United States are coming together to, pay their respects to those who they lost in 2023.
Right, right. And that's good. That's good to honor those who did, spend time in a line of service, especially here specifically in the line of duty of West Bloomfield. Join us right now on the Splash Live from the West Bloomfield Police Department, Sergeant Asreta Yumny joining us to talk about National Police Week and National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Excuse me, just to put that out there. So just from your perspective and your experience, we want to get some insight from the inside, right? So there could be some misconceptions from the public in regards to what police officers, specifically here in the West Bloomfield Police Department, does. Can you give a little bit of insight into some of the challenges that you all face, what the day in the life is like for you all? Any misconceptions that you may hear that you want to debunk right now for the community?
Well, as of this week, National Law Enforcement Police Week, we honor the men and women in law enforcement who are putting their lives on the line every day to serve our public, to serve our community. And thankfully, here in the West Bloomfield community, we have huge support from everyone. They are always thankful for, everything that we do. And we are very honored to have that.
Right. Good. And that's a good thing because that actually, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but what I will say is it's good that you get the support from the department that you need, and it's also important to get support from the community also, in some sort of way. But going back, I want to revisit that perspective from the community. But going back to the
Sure.
police department first, how do you feel, or can you explain how the West Bloomfield Police Department prioritizes their officers' safety? I know recently you all were hiring and looking for officers, but just for the people who may be interested in law enforcement in general, can you just talk about, like we said, the safety that you all prioritize for each other?
Absolutely. We go over officer safety. We have multiple in-house trainings. We send our brand new officers to a police academy where they will learn, the basic fundamentals on being safe, keeping everybody else safe. And every year we continue our training and we're constantly advancing on making sure that we protect our officers as well as the rest of the community.
So that kind of had me think about something else when you brought that up. Is there, I know when you initially go into the police academy, there's the police academy, there's the training. Is there some type
Yeah.
of continued training, continued education that must be done on an annual basis or frequent basis to be an officer for West
Yes.
Bloomfield?
Yes, we do that here at the West Bloomfield Police Department, and it is an annual training that we provide in
Mm.
service.
Great insight. See, I don't think too many people know about that. We hear a lot of people talk about the police academy in general, but you don't hear about the consistent training and a reflection that you all have to do within the department to make sure that you are sharp on certain things. Now, let's get into the public and the community's perception or perspective, I should say. How can we as a community support our officers? What can we do? How can we actually help close that gap, that relationship gap between our officers and the community also?
Sure. Like I mentioned earlier, here at the West Bloomfield Police Department, we are surrounded by so much support from our community, and we are so grateful for that. Just a nice conversation or a smile or a wave is just what we need to know that we are doing what we need to do to make them happy and protect them as well.
That's good. That's good. Yes. And that's part of our job here. Splash Live, make sure we get that word out to the community, which we are doing here on Civic Center TV as well as 89.3 Lakes FM. Just had to put that out there. So you are naturally, I mean, just not to say naturally, but with that being said, you are off the clock, off duty. You are a resident. You are a part of this community just like everyone else. Just talk about how you balance being just a regular local resident of the community and being a sworn law enforcement sergeant for the community. Talk about that balance right there, because technically, I like to say this, but maybe you can clarify, you're technically never off duty, correct?
Well, correct. When you're home with your family, you protect your family and you have them
Mm-hmm.
as your best interest. And, I have younger brothers and sisters who, I continue to be a role model for regardless of my position at the police department.
Okay. Yeah, see, and like I said, I understand it's a 24/7 job and you always have to be on alert. We've even had stories of officers in the community just enjoying dinner with their family and then having to jump into action just at a restaurant and things of that nature. So, once again, we want to applaud you. We want to thank you and the entire department, by the way. I'm speaking for the entire Splash Live team as well as Civic Center TV and West Bloomfield in general, the entire community. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Any last words, parting words, important information for the community before we officially let you go?
I just want to say thank you, Kevin. Thank you for everything. And thank you to the community for constantly providing all the support that they have. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you again joining us here on the Splash Live West Bloomfield Police Department. Sergeant Asreta Yumny, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.